Have you ever wondered if the body gives quiet clues when someone is entering the final stage of life? Most people never notice them, until it's too late. Because the truth is, aging doesn't suddenly change everything overnight. It whispers first. Small, almost invisible shifts, in energy, behavior, and awareness. And if you don't know what to look for, you can miss the signs completely. But here's what makes this so important. When you understand these signals early, you gain something incredibly valuable. Time, clarity, and the chance to respond with care instead of confusion. In today's video, we're going to uncover 6 quiet but powerful signs that often appear when someone may be approaching the final year of life. These aren't dramatic or obvious. They're subtle, consistent, and deeply meaningful. Whether you're caring for aging parents, supporting a partner, or simply trying to understand your own health after 70. This information could change how you see the final chapter of life. And make sure you stay until the end. Because one of these signs is often misunderstood, even by experienced caregivers. 1. Decline in physical strength. The first sign is a noticeable drop in physical strength. This isn't just feeling a little more tired. It's when everyday actions, standing up, walking a short distance, even holding objects, start becoming noticeably harder than they were just months ago. You may see someone who was once active begin to slow down. Sit more often. Or rely on support just to feel stable. Their movements become cautious. Their posture changes. Their confidence in motion begins to fade. Deeper explanation, more engaging. This happens because the body is no longer operating at full coordination. Muscles break down faster than they rebuild. The heart becomes less efficient. Oxygen delivery slows. It's not just aging. It's the body quietly shifting from strength and recovery, to preservation and survival. Emotional plus observation layer. You may also notice smaller details. A softer facial expression. Slower reactions. Shallower breathing. Even appetite may begin to decline. And while many assume this is just old age, it's often the body preparing for a slower, more energy-conserving rhythm. Retention boost. One detail many families miss is this: when someone starts refusing food or drink, it's not always stubbornness. Sometimes, the body simply can't process it the same way anymore. Care advice. If you notice more sleeping, less interest in activities, or withdrawal from routines, don't see it as laziness. It's often the body protecting its remaining energy. The best support here isn't pushing harder. It's offering patience, comfort, and understanding. 2. Changes in sleep and alertness. The second sign is a major shift in sleep patterns and awareness. You may notice they begin sleeping far more than usual. Sometimes 14 to 16 hours a day. Not from boredom, but because the body is gradually powering down. They may drift off mid-conversation, wake up confused, or experience vivid dreams that blur with reality. Sometimes, they may even speak to people who aren't there. Important reframe. This isn't always dementia. In many cases, it's the mind gently transitioning, loosening its attachment to the physical world. Physiology. As circulation slows and oxygen levels shift, the brain receives less stimulation. Energy is reserved only for essential functions. Emotional shift. And interestingly, many people become calmer during this stage. Less reactive. Less stressed. More at peace. Care advice. Instead of trying to keep them awake or active, sometimes the most meaningful thing you can do is simply sit with them. Quietly. Hold their hand. Be present. If you're still watching, comment 2 below so I know you're here. And if this is helping you understand something important, subscribe and turn on notifications. Because the next signs are even more surprising. 3. Social withdrawal. Another powerful sign is a gradual withdrawal from social life. Someone who once enjoyed conversations, visits, or gatherings may begin choosing silence instead. They may sit alone more often, decline invitations, or simply watch the world quietly from a distance. Key reframe. This isn't always sadness. It's often a natural turning inward. As the body slows down, so does emotional energy. They begin prioritizing peace over interaction, meaning over noise. Subtle details. You may notice shorter conversations, softer voice, longer pauses, more reflection than reaction. Sometimes they'll express gratitude more deeply, or simply smile instead of speaking. Care advice. This stage can be difficult for families. You may want to pull them back into activity. But often, the most loving thing you can do is meet them in that quiet space. 4. Loss of appetite and thirst. The fourth sign is a gradual loss of appetite and thirst. At first, it may seem small. Skipping a meal, leaving food unfinished, drinking less water than usual. But over time, it becomes more noticeable. Foods they once loved no longer interest them. Even favorite meals feel like too much effort. Important reframe. This isn't about being picky. And it's not something they're choosing. It's the body naturally beginning to shut down. Simple physiology. As metabolism slows, the body simply doesn't need the same amount of fuel. Digestion becomes less efficient. Organs begin conserving energy for only the most essential functions. What most people get wrong. Many families try to encourage eating. But forcing food at this stage can actually cause discomfort. Nausea, bloating, or even choking. Because the body can no longer process what it once could. Subtle signs. You might also notice a dry mouth, slower swallowing, a fading sense of taste. Food may seem bland, or even unpleasant. Emotional shift. At the same time, something deeper is happening. Their focus begins to shift away from physical needs and toward memories, emotions, and meaning. Care advice. Instead of focusing on how much they eat, focus on comfort. Small sips of water, moistening the lips, simply sitting with them during meals. Because at this stage, presence matters more than portions. 5. Decline in movement and mobility. The fifth sign is a steady decline in movement and mobility. This doesn't happen all at once. It creeps in slowly, until even simple actions begin to feel exhausting. Standing up takes longer. Walking becomes uncertain. Balance starts to fade. You may notice shorter steps, hesitation before moving, or a growing reliance on support. What's really happening? This is caused by a combination of changes: muscle loss, reduced circulation, slower nerve signaling. The body is no longer prioritizing movement. It's prioritizing survival. Important insight. And as movement decreases, fatigue increases, which leads to even less movement. A quiet cycle that gradually speeds up decline. Subtle observations. You may see them sitting still for long periods, leaning their head back, closing their eyes more often, moving only when necessary. The body begins to crave stillness, because every movement now requires more energy than before. Emotional layer. But it's not just physical. There's often a shift in motivation too. The desire to do begins to fade, and is replaced by a need simply to be. Care advice. This can be difficult to watch. You may feel the urge to push them to stay active, But forcing movement beyond their limits can cause pain or injury. Instead, focus on comfort, gentle support, soft movement, warmth, and reassurance. Because at this stage, peace matters more than performance. 6. Changes in breathing and awareness. The sixth and final sign is a change in breathing and awareness. And this is one of the most misunderstood. Breathing may become irregular. Sometimes shallow. Sometimes uneven. With pauses in between breaths. This pattern is natural. It's the body adjusting as it uses less energy and oxygen. Remove fear. To someone watching, it can feel alarming. But in most cases, it's not painful. It's the body entering a quieter, more restful state. You may also hear a soft rattling sound in the throat. This is simply caused by relaxed muscles and natural fluid buildup. Not distress. Just another sign of slowing systems. Mental plus awareness shift. At the same time, awareness begins to change. They may drift in and out of consciousness. Speak softly. Or mention people and places from long ago. Some may say things like, "I'm going home." Or, "They're waiting for me." Important reframe. Whether you see this as spiritual or biological, it often brings them comfort, not fear. It's the mind gently transitioning from this world to a state of release. Final physical changes. As this continues, breathing becomes lighter. Skin may cool. Hands and feet may change color. Circulation shifts inward. And the body enters a deep state of rest. Care advice. In these moments, the instinct is to call out, to hold on, to try and stop it. But the most compassionate thing you can do is simple: speak softly. Offer reassurance. Stay close. Because here, your presence matters more than anything else. Final thoughts. Aging doesn't just happen in years. It happens in signals. Quiet, gradual changes that the body reveals over time. These signs aren't meant to create fear. They exist to create awareness. Because when you understand them, you gain something truly meaningful: the chance to prepare. To connect. To say what matters. The final stage of life often strips everything back. And reveals what's most important: comfort, connection, and love. If you're caring for someone, remember this: you don't need to fix everything. You just need to be there. And if you're watching for yourself, know this: your value doesn't fade with your strength. You remain a source of wisdom, presence, and meaning. Final CTA. If this video helped you understand something important, leave a comment below and share your thoughts. It truly helps more people find this message. And if you haven't already, subscribe and turn on notifications, because the next video will help you understand what to do next when these signs appear. Thanks for watching. And I'll see you in the next video.